So this is the review sheet of plants and photosynthesis. So use this to fill it in and check in terms of your revision to make sure you're getting it right. Why do plants photosynthesize? The main reason why plants photosynthesize is to make glucose. They then will ask you an awful lot, and this needs to be remembered. It's a little bit of a tough question because equations, you tend to think they need to involve numbers. But what is the equation for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide plus water. You need to put light and chlorophyll over the arrow, goes to glucose and oxygen. Where is light absorbed on the leaf? In the chlorophyll. It's also the reason why leaves are green, because of the chlorophyll. Name the 3 limiting factors of photosynthesis: light intensity, temperature and carbon dioxide. So that question comes up an awful lot. What comes up more frequently is being able to describe each graph and how they limit photosynthesis. So the first one, draw a graph and explain how carbon dioxide is a limiting factor of photosynthesis. So you've got to write photosynthesis or rate of photosynthesis up the side, and CO2 concentration going along the bottom. And as you can see, it's a really sharp increase in rate, starts to slow down, and then it tails off. So when it flatlines, that's where it's tailing off. So this section here, as CO2 increases, so as the amount of CO2 increases, the rate of photosynthesis also increases. And you can see that by a line going upwards. B, then, the rate of photosynthesis levels off. So another factor is limiting photosynthesis. So something else is slowing down photosynthesis, and it wouldn't matter how much carbon dioxide you put in because it's still not going to increase photosynthesis anymore. Moving on to the second type of graph you need to know, explain how light is a limiting factor of photosynthesis. Again, the same kind of thing. Rate of photosynthesis on the y-axis, light intensity on the x-axis. Near enough the same graph, so you need to know the different graphs. So light and carbon dioxide are near enough the same graph. So in the section A, as light intensity increases, the rate of photosynthesis also increases. B, then, the rate of photosynthesis levels off because another factor is limiting. So something else by here is slowing down photosynthesis. So it doesn't matter how much you increase the light, it's not going to increase photosynthesis anymore. Now the final graph is a little bit different, okay? It looks a little bit different. It's also got kind of like, you can break it down into 3 sections. So photosynthesis rate again on the y-axis, temperature going along the x-axis. And as you can see, it's completely different from the other 2 graphs, whereas it increases, reaches like an optimum temperature, and then decreases again. So I've split my graph up into 3 sections. A, as temperature increases, the rate of photosynthesis also increases. So as you increase the temperature, photosynthesis is also going up. You can see that by a line going upwards. Then at section B, where it's reached its peak, that's the optimum temperature. So if the temperature is around that degrees, and in this case it's 40 degrees, then you're going to have the most photosynthesis happening. Then as you go down, at high temperatures, enzymes, which is in the cells and diffusions topic, enzymes denature, where active site changes shape and the substrate cannot bind, no reaction will take place. So that's why you can see photosynthesis decreasing, the temperatures are getting too hot, and the enzymes have stopped working. If you move along then to what is the glucose made in photosynthesis used for? So it's used for respiration. Plants also respire, so they make energy, which might be worth adding onto your sheet. Used to make energy. So that's what respiration uses the glucose for. Storage as starch, and you have to know how you test a leaf for starch, so they can use it at a later date if they need to respire. Cellulose for the cell walls, proteins for growth, and then fruits and seeds, which is why fruits taste sweet. Finally, you might be asked to investigate the following practical techniques. You might be asked to do light intensity, which isn't on this sheet, but that is when you put the pondweed closer to the light, more oxygen bubbles are produced because the plant is photosynthesizing. As you move the light away, less oxygen bubbles are produced, again, because the light is photosynthesizing less, because it's a limiting factor. Another way is to use sodium hydroxide. That tests if CO2 is needed for photosynthesis. Sodium hydroxide will absorb the carbon dioxide. So you'd put one plant in sodium hydroxide, one plant not in sodium hydroxide, and you would see whether carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is needed for photosynthesis. The main one that you guys need to know is testing a leaf for starch. So first of all, you boil the leaf in water to kill it, to break down the cell wall. Then you place the leaf in ethanol to remove the chlorophyll, draw out the green. Place the back in water to soften it and to clean it off, and then add iodine. If starch is present, it will turn blue-black. That's the main test that you need to know.